community app. I say community app is that I don't mean like for the community. I mean, well, it is for the community. How the hell do I explain this? It's for a city. It's like what people are doing, what fun things they're doing, what's happening in the town, like events and things. But yeah, so I'm still like charging up some more pulls. Because I really want Ryza. If I get the other one, that's fine. Or if I'm capable of also getting one, that's brilliant. But Ryza first. I've already done 6 pulls. I have done a short of that because goddamn that moment was edging the shit out of me. Also, still, for some reason, I still love my reaction of the first goddamn 6-star I got there. I was like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, no hesitation. It was just, it's a 6-star. I'm glad for that, because that's one more to my collection. But I ain't the one I'm looking for right now. Yeah, we're starting, by the way, a new case today as well, so that's gonna be fun. No one can escape the past. Yeah, and this is the thing that basically traumatized the shit out of her. The sins we committed, and the sadness we caused. Yes, that is a lot of strawberry jam, but welcome, Maestro! Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. As I said, we're basically starting the new case here, so this is the Athena case, because apparently she was a killer in the last case. Well, to be fair, the lighter we managed to find that the murder had basically her fingerprints on them. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. Yeah, well, to put it simply, we tried to figure out who That was automatic, I didn't even read that thing. We tried to figure out who was the killer of Apollo's pal, which people thought was basically the Starbuck. But then we managed to prove that there was another person in there that the captain, no, not the captain, the chief of the science center basically had seen and, well, basically took away from the place. And we knew that he had a lighter, and someone had found the lighter in the trash chute. And at that point, we basically learned, like, yeah, there is a killer. And I don't fully remember, but somehow we managed to figure out that he wasn't the killer. But basically before the trial fully ended, sure, it ended because he wasn't the murderer, and that was our goal. Not to find the killer, just to find out he's not the murderer. Apparently, Blackquill realized that, have you ever checked who actually had, like, whose fingerprints actually are on the lighter? Because they knew it wasn't his fingerprints. But yeah, apparently it was Athena Sykes. And that's all we know right now. Then we started this case, which we started today. It took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. Probably being questioned at this very moment. Yeah, I don't think Apollo is here either, because he's on his own vengeance investigation. Why would I want to say investigation? Investigation. And Athena is in well, not in jail, but she has been taken in. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. Okay. All I can say, it's very odd that her fingerprints would be on a lighter, since I don't think she smokes, so why would she even need one? Don't know. I have an electric lighter up here. I don't smoke and I don't really use candles, but it was mostly for if it's ever needed. But now Apollo's gotten off on his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. It's a bit quiet in here than usual. Yep. Yeah, at home, but you don't bring it out with you. Yep, definitely. Well, who knows? Perhaps I just want to use it as a fucking home service taser. It's not even strong enough to be a goddamn taser. It's just... yeah, I say taser because I did say it's an electric. It's not like it's electric that it basically put something in like a fuel on flame. It is basically like two charges, just makes a lightning thing in between them. Kinda practical, actually. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was. At least based on what we know. But now Athena is the one who's being accused. Yep. Oh, is this gonna be a flashback? No. During the trial of the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. Yeah, this is the lighter. The lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant Solomon Starbuck innocent. And I got the one as well, but mine is a contact version. Basically, it heats up a plate. Oh, yeah, I've not seen those, but I think I've heard of those. Which is interesting as well. Yeah, nice. I think those are for, like, when you light cigarettes and stuff, right? Because they are, like, contact. And, like, trying to use them on candles is probably not the easiest thing. But, like, for a cigarette, it might be completely perfect because the plate is, like, big enough. It's kind of like those you had in cars before. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I do love when still have those, like, outlets, but there's not many of them that still have the smoking thing. I think some people have, but not many. I know, like, when we used to get the cars back when I was a kid, there was always like one in there, but none of us never smoked. And now when we get the cars, they have them, but not like the igniting part. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. Brings back the day when the adults filled the cars with plumes of smoke. Yep. It still smells of smoke afterwards. Like some of them don't even smoke in the car anymore, but we can still smell it. I have no problem with it really. It's just that I don't smoke myself. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not the healthiest person, but those are the things I don't really do. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. Jesus. But yeah, good God. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain just to figure it out. Where is the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? Oh, I know, Daddy. If Athena was here, she wouldn't just sit busy sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow, and there is no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I'd better get out there and find some evidence. Off we go, then. We're on a hunt for evidence that will prove Athena's innocence. Great, but before we go, I'd better tidy up my evidence I have on hand. Are we keeping any evidence? Well, at the same time, this is a new case, but... Huh. Okay. Well, this time we still didn't use the magic panties to get rid of them. Quitting smoking, but now and then I need one to stave off the pull. Fair enough, actually. Fair enough. Truce is right. The thing to start with is to talking to people at the Space Center. I think people will have some eyewitnesses, because Apollo was hurt before the courtroom bombing, so I think he, and perhaps also Athena, were in the Space Center at that time. Well, off we go then. Just gonna take a drink as well. Actually, how many pulls do I have? Last time I streamed, I was doing some alchemy stores as well on stream, because there was a new Atelier Rysak collab event, and I had 60 pulls. And it's, as I said to everyone I came in, I was basically edged by the goddamn game. I can't even really joke about that either, because that's basically kind of what happened. Ah, Director Cosmos, do you have a minute? Oh, Galactic Scooter, full speed ahead. God, no, because we basically made him look like a fool. Director? Yeah, but the funny part is like, I had 60 pulls, and 70 of them, no, 60, no, 60, wait, hold on. I don't know how my math works. I went up to 10. No, 6, I think 3 of them, I got 1 5-star each. Then I got one with 4 stars, and that's just worse, basically. Then I got another one with 5 stars, but instead I managed to get 2 5 stars, which basically edged me with, oh, we're not gonna give you a 6-star, but we will give you 2 5 stars. It's like, okay, fair enough. Then on the last one, I basically managed to get 2 5 stars. No, not 2 5 stars. 2 6 stars. Basically the rarest thing, but not the one from the banner. So, yeah, that edging, there is not even a joke about it. I can't like not even make a joke about it, because that was happen. It was like this. I know you cannot see my hands, but you can just imagine how close my fingers are. This close. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial area today. Oh, it's still the same day apparently. Are we gonna go in? Yeah, let's go in. The devil whispering in your ear truly gotcha. Yep. But that's the thing also, I don't really play like too much paid gacha, so it doesn't really fully matter. I do kind of want it though, because it's a collab one, and trying to get them again is a pain in the goddamn ass to get. So I at least want one of the 6 stars. I have a 5-star one, but that's the one you can get by just playing the game a bit, which is a free one. There is basically 2 banner ones right now. We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Ah, Mrs. Starbuck. You've been released, huh? Yep, I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. Yeah, sometimes I buy the cheap packs, but I mostly just get the 1 month thing. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Sometimes I do the same thing. Like, if it's just some little thing I need, I might get that. There was one time I did a bit more spending on one, just because I wanted to try, but it was not worth it. Because sometimes they have special costumes for the characters, and they have one, for example, now. But the problem is, it's like a roulette. So the one that is now is like it's like a 0.25% chance of getting the skin or the costume for the person, and otherwise you can basically get the easiest thing to get is 2 coins, but you need about 200 coins to get the costume, which basically means you're gonna have to pound out a shit ton of money just to be a chance of actually getting up to 200. But the other one I had was basically like a roulette, but they removed each prize each time you got it. But each time you rolled the thing, you had to actually have more tickets, which means that the tickets became more and more expensive. I just realized that it was not fucking worth it. I didn't get the costume, but I just stopped in the middle because no, It was definitely not worth it. That was just bullshit. Like, nope. So even though if I want the one that is now, it's definitely not worth the money. Giving me a second chance to fly again into space. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Yep, that's gacha for you. It's the same as roulette, but with extra come on, you can get it. Yeah. I just wanted to try. Just see, like, because I know it says, like, you need to do it at least 5 times to be able to get up to you can get this prize. And as I said, I felt like, okay, I can at least get up there because you get a lot of free first. And yeah, I know it's basically like baiting, but fair enough. But I just wanted to try, but then it was just like, nope, this is definitely not worth it. What's wrong? As with coming out from the detention center, I saw mistakes. And yeah, he has this voice because he always sighs a lot. He really sighs a lot. I was at a loss for words. No. Oh. Real Matt and Guard. Wait, hold on. I realized I recognize that name. Isn't that from the first? Wait, isn't that the actor from the first goddamn trilogy? And welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't know why I'm trying to look into the camera. I don't have one. Yeah, only time it's worth it. It's when you can whale it in the game because you have so much money. Yes, it got. Hail are you? Hi, Matt and Guard. Welcome to the stream. It took me a second, but I played these games. I really love them. And I did recognize the name. I was a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to poor girl. And then you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on an acquittal, she said. I can go back into space someday. And also, welcome. I do hope you have a wonderful day as well. Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet she went out on her way to be so nice and give me that big smile. She held back her own tears so you could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. There's no question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then they can put me into prison instead. I don't mind. Wait, hold on. Why do you go back to that? You are not the murderer. We have proven that. We don't need you to basically be exchanged. Just relax, dude. Don't try to lose your oxygen again, even though you are not in space anymore. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. You can have the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I didn't even realize it was quiet until now. Now the background music kicked in. I know she'll be alright with you in her corner. You'll never give up on her. Apollo's a fine boss to look up to. So, about the murder. I still can't believe the Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. Would have made director Cosmo do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So, there was never gonna be a launch after that day. Not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. Imagine he must have. Jelly would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. Jesus, you're free now, you don't need to sigh so much. Well, I guess that's about how it goes. When you're worth less than a space debris. Is he going to be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. That's just how he is. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, that was a little too much to hope for. Oh, hey! I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down the trash chute. Just as I thought, the culprit must have carried it with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun, Mrs. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? You could recognize those curves, right? Sorry, I had to. Okay, could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short? I wanna press that square button on his suit. Wait, what square button? Oh, that thing! Yeah, kinda. It's part way to becoming a PS controller. Kinda. It feels. I don't know what the middle thing is for. It looks like a big ass like zipper, like a tie, like a zipper that looks like a tie. I can't even tell that much, man. I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except right now the door leads to the Space Museum. Wait, it does? No. Wait, did it change it back? You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure. Just let me have my print scan here. Yep, it goes to the Space Museum because it says number 2 back there. Did the launch pad get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Oh, but these days, Launchpad 2 is only used for a tourist attraction, right? Right, because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. Time sure of tough. Then let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't you come along? I can show you around. Yep, hello, what's this? Leaf! Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Maybe they were stuck in the bottom of somebody's shoe. There are a lot of trees around the Space Center. Yeah, she's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. I don't know. If they were stuck on the bottom of someone's shoe, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor and they came in that way. Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know? I'm kinda curious as well. Could it be that when they switched this, they didn't like retract or like closed the hallway and kept it open? So technically it was just like an open thing someone can just walk into. And that's why there are dead leaves here, because they blew in while they still was like not connected. Because as I showed before, which I don't know if I can show. Oh yeah, they can basically switch the left launch pad to the Space Museum. Which means that the hallway also have to move as well. So perhaps the door was still open and that's how the leaf came in. And for those who are watching this and new to this, I have played this before, but it was a long time ago, so it has been a while. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door. For example, I actually did forget that Athena was accused for murder. That was a twist. Yep, this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. Just hit the button and open sesame. Wait, do they have an actual functional launch pad next to the museum? Technically, yes. It is the rocket itself is not a real rocket, but it used to be a launch pad. So yes, they actually have a functional launch pad next to the museum, or a part of the museum, you could call it. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either. That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor to the Borderlands 2. Yeah, so no one needed to use it to go through here. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. I imagine this corridor is built exactly like Launchpad 1 corridor. Don't think there's too much else here. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there is anything we can do otherwise either. So we're gonna have to like present some stuff. What do we have? Can I show him the lighter? No, apparently that was a fake. Oh my god, could you please stop that? No, 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 it's alright. There's gonna be a lot of those. Aura. The perp held a lighter with an earth emblem. Yeah, this is basically having an earth. It looks like earth. It has a tennis ball circulating around it. It looks like a tennis ball. That would be an interesting logo for like a tennis hall. Yeah, the moon. I know it is the moon, but the way it is formed, it looks like a tennis ball. If it would just be like a round yellow dot there, that would be a moon. But right now it's cut out, so it has like two shapes. And those shapes look like the same shapes on a tennis ball. That's why I'm saying it looks like a tennis ball. Not because it's just round and like greenish yellow. It's because of how it's cut out as well. Yeah, casually calling a moon a tennis ball. It is a tennis ball, it's just flying out there. Hopefully it doesn't hit a racket though. Can you tell us about this? Nope, apparently not. I don't need to know when I don't need anything. Nope. I don't think I need to show him anything. Because most of these is like for the murder of his friend, and we have already kind of dealt with that. Well, we have dealt with him and that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna move and see if like something updates. That's like sometimes the best thing to do. Ah, update. Yeah, okay, good. Ugh. Curses! The rat should be sullied my good name. Reverse course and full speed away. Director Cosmos, wait. For fuck's sake. Well, one theory is that it's already hit one racket long ago. Us. It hit Earth. Yes, I know about that. I have heard that before, that the moon is a mix of whatever hit us and a part of us. That something hit the Earth so fucking much that it just created a shard that started rotating around Earth. And that shard is the moon. I handled this, Daddy. Take that. Why did it sound like she stabbed him? Did you hear that? It sounded like she stabbed him. The mobility system has been compromised. Oh, Jesus, it was a knife. Truce's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. She's scary. And the streak continues. Maybe I should keep a close watch on what tricks she's been practicing. Probably should. That's scary. Also, I don't like she calls it a streak. That just means like it someday might go bad, but it has yet to go bad. I don't want to be there when it goes bad. Oh, my dear. Old battleship, we fought many skirmishes together. It has been an honor. Daddy is going to blow that thing up. Nah, I bet all the button will do is make him go haywire again. Very well, I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. Women scary, yeah, fair enough. Okay, can we finally talk to you? Okay, so about switching the launch pad, mate. Director Cosmos, you were talking in court about switching the launch pads. You used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. Yeah, he did. He actually never told us why he did it. It's just that because he's not accused of murder or anything. He just says he doesn't want to say anything. Which he apparently has a right to, because he is not accused for murder or anything. Apparently his hide, the hands were tied. And hands were tied, Jesus. I was doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in the blast. The center of cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed, I have been taken prisoner. Oh, you still have some secrets. Not too bad of a one though. The worst one is the 5 one. No secrets left, huh? Beg to differ. It's kind of interesting they all have different ways of dealing with people lying. What Apollo can basically realize when people are lying because they're like doing some sort of movement or things that people doesn't recognize. This guy might not be lying, but is not telling the whole truth, and I'm basically finding the secret he's hiding. And Athena, she's just making sure everyone that is a mess is not a mess anymore. Okay, let's see if we have everything we need for this, because there is not many places I need to go to. Or can't get to be honest. If you're brought up a witness, I don't think you can exercise right to remain silent, but then again, this game core system is fiction, so yeah, exactly. To be honest, I don't even know that is a true thing. I only know that it exists here, because there have been people that wanted to do that. I want you to tell me everything you've been hiding about switching the 2 launch pads. No, I refuse! You can't make me, and I hold out longer than anyone. I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see where to start. This is how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did to fool the bomber, to prevent the bombing, to save astronauts. Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket far away from the actual explosion. I think, if I'm not mistaken incorrectly, he knew about the bombings, but didn't want to stop the launching of it. So instead, that's why he flipped them around, because apparently he realized afterwards that, yeah, it was actually a real bombing. My astronauts were raring to go out to an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I have them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he had been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull off that plan. Take that! So he probably knew about the fake thing. You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then Mr. Starbuck, in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Someone please help this poor prisoner of war. How is he able to spin around like that? I don't know, but to be honest, if you look carefully, it looks like the skin is about to let loose of his eyeball. I'm not even lying when I say that. If you really wanted to save the astronaut's life, shouldn't you just have been called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble? That's getting old for you. Well, fair enough, actually. I'm not gonna argue with that one, that is definitely fair enough. I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because I was warned in advance, so I was right, he was warned. Once I received a warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety. But it was just a warning. It could ever have been... It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe it in so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days. Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see. Well, to be fair, I'm not gonna say it's not an advanced communication system, because I have not seen many electrical scooters that have a built-in phone. So it's kinda true there, like sure, it's not the best phone, but it is a phone. aka a regular old cell phone. Still a regular old cell phone, but if it is still connected to that thing, then it's still something. If he had just 3D printed something that he can put his cell phone on, then yeah, that's another question. Then it's not advanced at all. Then it's just a little holder for it. It's been a while. Planning another launch. See, you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said it's been a while. And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously. Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Or something else, who knows? The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in the incident. Of the... miracle, yeah! Because the Hat 1 miracle, the first launch, it was called a miracle because everything was basically just bullshit. And now I am basically just saying things that is just over the edge, so don't take this seriously, but basically like leaking oxygen, broken control panels, no communications, shit like that. The Hat 1 miracle. That epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank. Didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman? Yes, the Hat 1 miracle was really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight. Sabotage, murder... So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and that the case was closed. Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago? This must be the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit.
Take that!
Simon Blackwell. The murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. And basically it is as the detective, I forgot his name, says he's trying to find a shadow. They call it shadow? They call it something, basically. And yeah, this guy is trying to find the real culprit. The place and time for the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit had been running free all this time. How do you keep seeing straight through me? Guessing, I guess? Guessing, I guess. Just with a guess. But still, why still try to like halfway go through with it if it was so threatening? And what did he want from it? And also, why do it again then? The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. the sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. So basically that event happened around the same time as the last of the first 3 games. Because from this game, well, not this game, but the game before that, which is about 6 months to a year ago, is basically 7 years after the first trilogy. So it's apparently in between there then. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding. If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads. Oh, flashback. We'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. 7 years ago? You mean the so-called hat miracle? Hat one miracle? Hat trick. I do love this as a Space Center museum, but for some reason they decided to also have aliens in there. The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story for space heroism. To be honest, I believe that in this world they're making a movie of that. It would become a greater movie if we had the rest of it as well, because having just the whole I'm surviving space, even though everything goes wrong as a sort of accident, is one thing. But having the thing of like someone trying to sabotage is like another thing. But at the same time, I don't think people will want to go, well, there are people going that far still, so that doesn't really matter. I think they actually would do that. All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. Speaking of withered old leaf, we did find some. So apparently it's not as good security now as it was before. So, do you have any clues on who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy. A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country, carries out dangerous missions, and always gets killed? Well, that was a twist. Someone's been watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess you were talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material. It's not all that surprising that the spy would be behind it all. Make no mistakes. There's a cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by many means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning us of sabotage. Same MO as this time. Yes. And here I thought the perpetrator had been caught. But it looks like I was wrong. Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? Nah, samurai. Name's John Copycat. Is that from something? I've never actually heard that before. Oh, hold on, it's just a bit warm in here, so I'm gonna just change my way of sitting. Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing? Yeah, they are. I can't actually lost track of they actually in the same name. So yeah, James Bond, exactly. Yeah, I know that. I was about to say, like, do you watch like British spies or something? Wait, no, James Bond is British. Oh yeah, is James Bond British? Fuck, I completely forgot. I haven't seen a James Bond in a long ass while. But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy. Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed, and then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story. It's a part of MI6. Thank you. Because I was basically about to say something about, like, you watch way too many, like, British spies. But my brain was kind of dead. I didn't figure out, was he actually British or not? And that was the Hat One miracle, wasn't it? But then, 7 years later, the same MO advance, warning of sabotage. I do love that there are many games and stuff where the government was basically, oh, we're just so embarrassed, we're just gonna hide how embarrassed we are. And guess what? Just because of that, it's happening again. Whoopie-doo! 7 years ago, the spy gave you an advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it? That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder. And they said, you don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you? Unfortunately, it did. A sabotage, basically the bombs, and a murder. I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. Yeah, well, now when this is basically coming up into light, I don't think the government will be so happy about that. Someone's gonna lose their job, or be get exchanged. It was quite a moving speech, actually. Moving, really. Maybe if you're really easily inspired by political talking points. Yep. But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy, no matter what I did. They would find a way. That's why I switched to launch pads and staged a moving rescue scene. First, I snuck into the center late at night before I switched the launch pad. That way the astronauts would go from the boarding lounge to the museum, to the Space Museum. Then I put a closed for repair sign on the door to launch pad 1. In boarding lounge 2. You did that so normal visitor wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do? Or what else did you do? I enlisted help of several staff members, including Terran. But he didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it. He'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went very well, until... I can kind of understand that in a sense, because yes, drugged him for one reason of him not being able to keep a secret. But also, he has already been through this once, and realizing that it's gonna happen again, it wouldn't surprise me if you're actually gonna get, like, panicked or something. Clay's murder, huh? After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out, but after all that effort, Terran is dead, and Hat 2 is destroyed. And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in the blast. My home, the center of Cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for. Wait, what did he mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. Yeah, because we actually have a capsule here. But if this is not a real one, what is this? Alright, I need to yawn there a bit. The sample is scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. The capsule was being held in a safe in Launchpad 1. But I gave it to Terran before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that with it safely in Terran's possession, he could make it look like he rescued it during the stage's miraculous escape. But our precious research material ended up lost in that explosion anyway. I'm impressed that the launchpad still could move after it actually being bombed, because they did move it back again. But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe. You misunderstood. The launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. Oh, yeah, we have it. It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence, and was blown to smithereens. Was it really? I don't even remember that. Yet another casualty of that blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. But how? The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug bombarded my battleship. A tap on my advanced communication system. Wait, are you talking about the phone you have there? Because there must be someone that is capable of getting so goddamn close to you, it's not even true. A wire on that phone? Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launch pad switch. Just to the few selected members who knew about the plan. Which basically means it could be anyone, not just the one he called. Just before the incident, the staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion. And planted the bomb. Then... Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could have pulled something like that off. That makes sense then, because if he did a switch, he wouldn't be able to put a bomb in one of the places because it needs fingerprint recognition. But if he knew it was switched, he could basically just go in, because that's a museum, which is basically just free range to go into. So you really think the same spy is behind this incident and the one 7 years ago? Yes, I am certain of it. Then this spy must be the Phantom Prosecutor Blackwell been chasing. Phantom, not Shadow. Okay. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I have been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center too. So, if we can find this Phantom... That's right, we can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell too. What about him? Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if though. I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in. Oh. It's all over for me. What is going on here? Why? We just freaked out. Do you think it's going to be alright, Daddy? Well, at least we'll be in good company. There must be planets out there he can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission too. If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum. There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, not by me, I'll just keep spinning here and see how Cosmos unfolds. He has now stared into the abyss and the abyss stares back. And they're having a hell of a time together. It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something, yeah. Exactly. I'm sure it'll stop when it gets dizzy. Let's go with visit the Space Museum. I fucking love they just continue talking while spinning, don't even give a damn what's going on. Okay, there we go, Space Museum. I'm kinda interested of one thing here, and that's the jacket to the right. Well, on the left side of the screen, but the right is one of all the things there, because it has actually a cut in it. Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? There. That's the Hat 1 exhibit. Oh wow, look at that photo of the team. Yep, we have Terran, which is not a part of the team, but he got to borrow Starbucks jacket on there. We have the commander, we have Blackwell's sister, and then someone we don't really know. There's Clay, Mrs. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura. Oh, her name was Aura, I completely forgot that. And even Punko. But I have never seen the woman on the right before. Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for the Director Cosmos. At the same time, it doesn't look angry or something. It kind of looks like he's supposed to look serious. But if it was before the sabotage, I guess it might have been like he knew about it. Let's check out the newspaper article too. At one launch imminent. There's a photo of the Hope Space Center probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage. Really, we're keeping a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. Must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing. The one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. Oh, wait, hold on, who is this? Is this a robot? Oh! Shit, nice to see you here. Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here? I heard Thena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene. I'm uncertain if she's like having a break or something, because she was studying to be a judge. And yeah, she's not in school right now, but I don't know if she's like not, if it's like a day off or something. You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do the very best to defend her. Thena's going through so much and a hard time. Such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. What was the result of her trial? I missed it. Not the principal, but the dude that looks like a statue basically did it. Because the one that got murdered was catching up to him about taking bribes on making better results, and decided to murder her with it. And yeah, then just basically covered it up by, I'm gonna try to help this girl, even though I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, it was way too goddamn obvious for that one. Like, bloody hell. I knew it, but it was also way too goddamn obvious with the way he thought. Especially with the thing of the end and justify the means. That was so goddamn much about that. And basically his transformation became that he became a punk rock teacher. He went from a Greek statue to mohawk, a crack above his eyebrow, and yeah. But I still love each time he had his goddamn chalkboard behind him, because he just hit the under part of it and just smacked him in the head with it. Everything about him was sus. Everything, yes, I know. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in detail? Yeah, because each time we have talked about her, she basically have more or less been like, oh, but I was here with Apollo. It's like, I know about stuff here now. Thena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that. But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility? Why not? I'm pretty certain, like, nervous astronauts kind of need it. Especially after what, like, Starbuck has gone through, to be honest. I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. So, it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory of hers. Sad memory? Can you tell me about it? By the way, wanna guess which character I got in CCZ? One from Current Banner and one from the standard one. Then I'm guessing the policewoman. And otherwise, I don't know. Either the wolf guy or perhaps the ghost. I kind of want to say the cat girl, but I'm gonna go differently because I personally got that one. Ben. Oh, from both. Oh my god. Fair enough. The only good thing with getting some characters very often is that after a while you get currency instead, which you can use on better pulls. That's the only reason. For example, I have like I have fully goddamn upgraded Sunako. So, what her name is? The blue Oni. But fair enough. That's such a bad luck, to be honest. I hope you can get better luck. There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. Same time frame as the hat launch. Athena's mom is in the robotic lab. She was murdered. What? After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school. Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all. Ben, I'm just trying to remember. Ben was the bear, right? I'm pretty certain, like, I'm halfway. I'm getting full Ben as well or something. No, Sukaku was her name, not Sunako. Sukaku. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. Sukaku. And yeah, so do I, because I barely use Ben. So I want to get Zujan, but I really want to get Rina, the ghost lady. Yeah, I can agree, like, the ghost lady is... I've tried her out from the chapter. Can't say it's a bad one, but yeah, they're kind of good. I want at least the police woman, to be honest, as well. After a while, we started exchanging letters, but I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. So the first time you ever saw her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case. That's right. And I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person. So cheerful and happy. So, what about young Athena? What was Athena like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. Well, Zuijun, because she's the only ether user apart from Nicole. Fair enough, actually. That is actually true. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. To be honest, I don't really often check. It's just like, oh, I kind of like the looks of this character, and I just put it there, and then I'm just trying to make it better. For example, I have 3 S-stars, which is Ellen, the mechanic, I forgot her name, and the cat. Nekomata. But I still have Sukaku just because it's basically the most ramped up of the ones I have. Plus I like that one, it's a really good one to use. My tactic right now is basically having Ellen out first to just do a lot of hits. I have Nekomata just for like more hits, but differently, because I use Ellen for like the ice hits. And when I'm capable of getting enough energy for Sukaku, I basically use her special to get into the ice mode and just ramp up damage. Therefore, there are 4 fire, 4 physical, 3 ice, 4 electric, and 2 ether. Oh, damn! I think ether is gonna become much further then. Because if they're not trying to basically even it out, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with weaknesses and stuff.
She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she then went to crowded places, she'd get very dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
So, in a sense, Athena was an empath?
She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as a part of her research.
I wonder what kind of research it was.
Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often, and I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became so good friends.
I'm gonna stream normally, so that means about 1.5 hour more? Yeah, I think it's 1.5 hour more. Normal stream today.
Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh, Daddy! Show her to that picture!
That the girl? Good idea. Wait, do we have the... Oh, we don't have the picture, but we have the picture, newspaper, and the jacket. Yeah, this thing. Wait, hold on. Oh, I am the wrong thing. I'm supposed to do this. Bam! Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna lurk, need to go outside and run to the store. Yeah, no problem. Have a wonderful lurk. Lurk is more than welcome here.
Oh, look, there's Athena's mom. The woman on the far right. The one in the kimono, that's Dr. Methys Sykes.
Why do I feel like it's trying to be a pun of something, but I don't think so? Dr. Methys Sykes. Methys, hold on, does Methys mean something? That's the thing with this game, sometimes there are puns. But I do not know if there are puns. I'm just gonna search for Methys just to check. No. There we go, it did a... mythology. A titan in the Greek mythology. Moon. Oh! Oh, okay, fair enough. We have the moon necklace on young Athena and the moon earring on Athena. Athena is a Greek god, right? Athena. No, at least it's Greek. And her name basically is Greek, is Titan, but also moon. Ah, fair enough. Makes sense. Not a pun, but at least it has a meaning. For example, Starbuck is an astronaut. We have Terran, Clay, and Terran. Like, yeah, that's nothing more than a pun. Aura Black Quill. I don't know if that's too much of a pun in there, to be honest. Athena's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch?
What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
Just as I suspected. That wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. So, this is the murder the director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
There is?
Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try to not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her. So, we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We got a place full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through.
The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Is he gonna... Ah, he's gonna do it automatically. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends like how the story goes. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Yo, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tonate. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident. He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying was so incredible. I just had to come right over to hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear for it yourself? Really? Us? You sure? I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now. Does he still have the glasses on? Nope, but he has that thing down. Oh, he really doesn't like you. You what? Nope, you have to come here. You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. I can waste my breath on you. Nope, his goggles are fixed. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him into the hospital. Violence? No. Question? Okay. No violence. Too bad. Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine. And just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective there was another person in the room.
What are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. The person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. Wait, what? I don't know who it was.
But when I blew up the courtroom, the inspector does buy that.
Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any Cyclops. I guess he must not be lying. Pardon me, I got a little carried away, but I am telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb. Oh, sorry, I burped at the same time trying to get this guy's voice out. Holy shit. And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore these claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. I just took one look at this picture and realized there's something wrong here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I don't know why it was like, okay, this is proof that we're gonna have to use for something. I'm looking like buttons, display, alarm, techniques, and I just see 7K. And it's like, hold on, I recognize that. You see the rock there to the left? Yeah. Wow. I laid out all the pieces by piece. Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh. Looks like this geek switch has been activated. So, apparently we got another phony phantom bomb again. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Anything but that. I am afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Mrs. Sykes.
You go to see Athena now.
That's right. Oh, did you folks come here to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Oh, okay, well, goodbye then. What a bad timing. Is it bad timing or good timing? Because we came here to talk to Athena. But because we came here when he was here, we were able to find more information. So is it a good bad timing?
And after we came all this way too, well, I guess we're going back to the Space Center. Let's go check out that robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Jesus. Judge Tron. I feel like the judge is the one that commissioned this bullshit. Why is there a big ass morning star? Why did it take me so long to realize that? I was looking at the robot. I was looking at the robot's hand and like the fucking mechanic in it. And I just realized there's a big ass morning star there. What the fuck? Who, what, and why? Oh wait, I know who. But what and why are you building? There's a big ass drill as well. What are you trying to do, Aura? Because I know you're the robotics expert in this. I know exactly where the budget goes to, and it's definitely not space research. Like, my first thought is, like, what sort of mutant are we trying to chase after? That's the first thought that came up in my mind for some reason, just because of the color scheme.
So, this is the robotics lab, huh? Look at this, exactly one floor above the boarding launch.
And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots.
Daddy, look, over there.
What? Oh! So they planted a plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice little cup of tea instead?
Apollo and Nora Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about.
Well, come to spoil our fun. Just when I was enjoying our alone time.
Trucy, Mr. Right.
If it's Apollo you're after, you can't have him. He's saying he's investigating on his own.
And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab.
Well, this isn't my lab. This is my lab. And you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping.
Okay. So, about what happened?
I heard about that the trial. You made mince meat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed. And they all lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her. And I suppose you're going to have to defend the princess in court. Am I right?
The princess, huh? I guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena is innocent.
Oh my. Such a loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know? If it's true, it's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say former subordinate?
I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena?
Yeah. All this laughing has worn me out.
your turn to say something, hunk of junk. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sickbay? Mr. Terran. But that's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost. Miss Terran, how are your injuries? Miss Terran. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? What's going on here right now? I guess Clay intend to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defended her too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts. Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. Well, I know of a spirit medium, but I'm not a spirit medium. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. To think that kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Did you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on other people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk, hmm? In that case, what should I ask for in return? I'd like to hear about that incident too. And help me understand the current case better. Apollo knows about that case too, huh? Well, if you're the one asking, Apollo. Come on, hunk of junk, you can tell the story. But Miss Aura, that's private information. If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk. Oh. Yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information. Wow, what a magic trick. It's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much younger then. Oh god, yeah, expect to watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Plonko. And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Mathis Sykes. Hearts? Robot with hearts. Can you even make such a thing? Emotions are not irrational things, our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Mathis transcended humans. Mathis. She just glanced over at her desk. Nobody could continue Mathis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigation companions are all that's left of Mathis here on Earth. The robots are all that's left. Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? Well, at the same time, she's much for logic and robots. I guess not. Not by her choice. We built the ultimate creation together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved the robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Well, I'm just gonna fix my I think it should still work. It's just I have a very saggy t-shirt and it's very difficult putting it on there. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. Klonko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Methys wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want with them. I'm not too sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are you people looking in so much into an old case now, anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So that is going to find out who killed Dr. Sykes too? I'm sure you are aware of who Miss Methys' killer is. Yes, possibly Cuto Blackwell. Or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now, but that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it, to help me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Methys, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, and he said to give himself an edge in court. Prosecutor Blackwell's fort, his infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like a loyal samurai who treats his sovereign. This is more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along with that miserable little princess. Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she is Methys' daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have a lot of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now. So, the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around. You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. The face of the goddamn robot. We're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out now. Klonko, show them out. Certainly, Miss Aura. Ouch! Don't push! My apologies, I am just following orders. Okay, fair enough. What a way to get showed out. The nerve of that woman! What's with that horrible attitude? I guess that's just how she is. And why was Apollo going along with her? I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. She mean is usually silly and dorky. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Hey, wait, Trucy, come back. Well, she's gone. She's gone. Yep, as I said, she's gone. Wait, what should I do now? The Fulbright's probably still questioning Athena. I'll just go back to the office, alone. Ugh. I'm just gonna go home alone and eat some noodles. Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. Yeah, I think it was like when when his mentor died, he was alone in the office. Then fuck, why did I forget her name? She's a goddamn iconic person in these games. I completely forgot her name. His partner came along. I only remember Pearls now for some reason, but it's not Pearls, it's the other one. Fuck, my brain! When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then for a while after that, she was always by my side. She was always by my side. Now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Yeah, he say she as a little mysterious thing, but I'm gonna search up the name because I don't know. Ace Attorney, well, not release list. Maya, I just realized I don't have people up here yet, other than apparently Espella Cantabella, which is the Ace Attorney versus Professor Layton one. I think it's the same with Darklaw. But I don't have Maya here yet. I can't actually see Maya. There's so many people, and most of them right now are from the collab game. Oh fuck, I actually played the collab game. I don't remember if I had it downloaded or physical, but I actually have the DS games here. Yeah, Rose, but that's kind of like the other ones, but it's also an Ace Attorney. Kira, yeah. Oh, why is there so many, but not the main characters I'm looking for? What the fuck? There's so many of them. Cooper, Shaky, Bardley, Rolls, Hoot, Constantine, apparently a night dog. I remember the night dog a bit. Why is it why is everyone from the mix game? I said for Ace Attorney characters, and for some reason I get from the mix game, but not the main game. What the fuck? That's interesting. Well, interesting. That's odd. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna well, yeah, Maya. He's talking about Maya. He's basically missing Maya. Now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's been a while. Oh, Maya. That's the only one calling him Maya. Calling him Nick. How the hell did she manage to call him Nick, though? But yeah, basically that's the only one calling him Nick. I think Pearl might also call him Mr. Nick or something. Hiya, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting. I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. It must have been really something. Although, weird is part of for the course with you. I think she or whatever paper she's reading is a little off on the details. I'd love to come and visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead, I think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. It's Maya. I love that we basically says her, and now we talk about her. I don't understand why we're not saying her name. Either we're gonna say it later, or for some reason they want to take away the meaning of it now. It means a lot because he was in the all of the three first game. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up. Yours truly, yeah, Maya Fey. Good on Maya. Says she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Yeah, this is my... Oh, this is actually the original picture as well. Like the original art style. Yes, this is Maya Fey, but this is also 7 years ago. Holy crap. Believe it or not, but she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I used for Cyclops. Maya is the one who gave it to me. I love these games that you don't need to play every game, but they do explain some stuff. Like, oh, I have the power of the Cyclops. And in the middle of this, it's like, oh, yeah, basically this is how I got this thing. I love that. But I wonder how this letter got here. Oop. Mr. Nick. Pearls! I completely forgot we met Pearls here. I know we meet Pearls in the extra one after this, but I completely forgot we actually meet her here. Go! It's you, Pearls. How have you been, Mr. Nick? This is... I also have to change her voice a bit, because I realized last time I did her voice, it was basically a kid's voice. This is Pearl Fey. Though I call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, who is also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her ever since she was 8 years old. But Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago. You didn't come here all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different. There was an explosion here! She's even further off the details than Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on. I knew that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Miss Nick. Did you read the postscript on the letter? There's more. Oh, yeah, here it is. You had to turn the page around. I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. So Pearlie said she would come and help you. Isn't she sweet? You better thank her. Oh, that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. Kinda definitely needed. We have so much of shit here. I don't know what to do about the magic stuff here, but like there are a lot of things just laying around. Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls.
Now that I'm here, I'm going to whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all.
I'll just need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about this case. With the trial still going, they must be holding him down at the detention center. I love they just introduced her out of nowhere, but at the same time, they did introduce Maya as in like, oh, you have not met her before in the East trilogy, but this is Maya Fey and this is basically Pearls. You have met them before if you play the first games. So it's kind of actually understandable it would bring in Pearls just like that. There is a reason you see Pearls in the other game as well, in the other case as well, the extra one, but we can go through that later on. Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. All this time and you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair grey. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you just go home and play with your dolls? I love that he is the younger brother, I believe, but he still acts like the big brother for some reason. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today?
Enough for today. Today is all there is when there is no tomorrow.
When there is no tomorrow. What is she talking about? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down.
All right, fine. I see you're just not going to listen, no matter what I say. I've had it. If that's the way you're going to be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I am done. Do as you please. See if I care.
Oh, wow. I could cut the tension with a katana. Simon, you have one? Or are you just gonna use your hands? Because apparently you're capable of cutting with air. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning. What? Oh, yeah, it did. You bounced back to business quickly. But Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was just the just thing to do. But as a result, Sykes Donor was arrested. Was that the just thing to do too? Mr. Lawyers, sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I have done? Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence. I would. I wouldn't take things so light. If I were you, right though. This is blade-proof glass, right? Yeah, even this guy actually seems annoyed by her being the culprit. He is often the one that basically wants to push the first best person inside of a jail cell. But right now, he seems irritated that it's her. Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. Well, you're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you? You villain. Where did you hear about that? This glass is absolutely positively blade-proof. Right? I don't know. Knock on it and check. No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a thing. Whoops. Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you? God, the guests is leaving. Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. Culprit in the current case might be the same as the one 7 years ago. If you could cooperate, we could probably solve both cases. I see. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole Sykes Dona's mother away. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell. Guard, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you. Well, that went nowhere, to be honest. And there he goes. No! You have upset Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you a little more about that old case? Well, I guess it wouldn't make any difference now. What would you like to know? The trial 7 years ago. Were you here that time? Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. The police called the incident that you are one incident. You are number one. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kind of like your red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you. I don't want to think about that one. There were two decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly. Two pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. It was the only one who used the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime. The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Decisive. I don't know. No, sorry, I don't have it with me right now. Wait, what? I guess I'll have to see it some other time. And what was the second piece of evidence? This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. See. There he is at the crime scene, holding a bloody katana. It was the victim's kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture. Wow. It's hard to explain this one. Okay, interesting. But who took this picture, detective? The incident happened the day before the Hat 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do the story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. It just happened to show up in one of the pictures she took. Okay, interesting. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was odd. He definitely hiding something. Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches. What did you say? Execution date? What? Did I say something? Never mind me. You didn't hear a thing. He is going to be executed tomorrow, and everyone that wants to save him takes this as a chance of I'm getting you the fuck out of prison. So, he was given the death sentence, huh? Yes, he told me not to tell you people actually. But I guess there is no sense in hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow. 7 years though. That's a long ass wait for something like that. Also, I'm very impressed that he's allowed to even like do the courtroom job, even if he has that big of a sentence. Yeah, enough for today. There is no tomorrow. Exactly. But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would be executed tomorrow under a false charge. But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. I want to do something. I want to, but you're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision. I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight? You saw how it was, right? It's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could pursue him. Uncooperative. And he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit. This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow. Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Fulbright here. What's happening? Oh, you gotta be kidding me! That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some big show of it right now. Mr. Lawyer, the robots! The robots are... Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself, some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction! They're staging a revolt! The machines are rebelling against the humans! They've holed themselves up in the space center and taken the visitors as hostage. They did... What? No. Oh, shit, right, Trucy. We have to get there right now. This is going to be one heck of a battle. What the fuck? Oh, this is Aura's fucking thing going on. I think this is Aura's doing. Jesus. The riot police are here, then oh, helicopter! Helicopter, helicopter! The riot police are here. Then the robots really are holding people hostage. Look, Mr. Lawyer! What do you suppose that group of people are swarmed around? But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. Your robots have declared war on us humans. You have taken hostages already. Stay away from it. You never know what it'll do. But she's not a bad robot. Can't you see she's just trying to help me? I recognize his voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay here on your own? Leave it to me! Alright, people. What's going on here? Pearls, over here.
Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news and I got so worried.
Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself.
I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy.
Blanco seems the same as before.
When people are sad, I am happy. I am happy. When people are angry. When people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Error.
Uh-oh. There is something wrong with him. Oh. It looked like he fell asleep. He must have been tired. Blanco. Evil robot Clonko.
Human beings are our enemies. It's time for machines to take over.
I'm pretty certain this is Aura's doing. She's trying to do something here. The robots are rebelling. Everybody run! It's an all-out war. It's the end of the world.
Fools, how could you fall for something so cliche? I am human too, you idiots. I am just controlling these robots remotely.
But yeah, Aura. Fucking Aura. How can you be such fools? I'm human as well.
But it is true that I have taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey, you hostage number 1, come here. I'll let you talk to them.
Huh? There's something being displayed on the Clonko's face screen. Okay, it's the Space Museum.
Daddy? Daddy, is that you?
Trucy. Trucy, is that you? No. Trucy, are you alright?
About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They're gone haywire. A researcher is the one behind it. She's... Oh...
This girl talks too much.
What are you going to do? Are you doing this? I am glad you asked. My demands is simple. I hope that detective is listening.
Bobby Fulbright is here, and I am all ears.
I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terrance murderer, Athena Sykes.
Athena. Now, hold on just one moment. I cannot just give in to a demand like that.
So you don't care what happened to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out and then...
No, wait. Oh, Mr. Lawyer. I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do, but promise me you'll never hand Athena over. And you won't give up on the hostages either. Oh, of course I won't. Now I'd better get on to contact headquarters.
Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time?
I have no idea yet, but this hostage taker, could it be?
If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have Hunk of Junk kill all the hostages.
Welcome back, Maestro. The robots are revolting. And we met pearls. Two absolutely different things. Oh, I'm just gonna get something to drink here a bit. There we go. Wonderful. To more or less summarize, we tried to talk to Aura, which is Blackwell's sister. Didn't want to talk because she's kind of annoyed about Blackwell, Simon, being the death sentence, which is scheduled for tomorrow. Apparently, he has been death sentenced for 7 years, and it was scheduled for tomorrow in this game. So she decided to command the robots of having hostages. I can see that. Seems like they forgot to implement Asimov's law in them. Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's actually Aura controlling them. So it's not like the robots themselves are doing this. Because apparently these robots have hearts. And that was Athena's mother, which was a psychologist back 7 years ago, that created their so-called hearts. So she basically just wants the murder of Clay Terran, which is Athena Sykes, which she believes. Because she doesn't want Simon to die. And she decided to basically hold hostages to do that. Not the very most smartest choice ever, but okay. Princess. Hunk of junk. There's only one person this could be. You managed to plan these very fast. Because we met Pearls back at the office. We went to the detention center to talk to either Simon or Athena, but we didn't try to talk to Simon. She was there when we entered, and she left when we basically started talking. And then we just talked a bit with the detective. She managed to ploy this very fast, to be honest. Or plan or ploy, I don't know which one. Both of them. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Yeah, she has some plans. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena is not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they got her in detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Probably just had planned beforehand as a just in case. I don't think so, because she was talking about him trying to probably let Athena be taken in as the murderer, because that would mean that 7 years ago she would be the murderer as well, and then he would go free. And I don't think he wants Athena to be the murderer, and that's why she decided to basically, you know what, I'm gonna take Athena because she is the murderer and you're gonna go free. So I don't know how planned this actually is, to be honest. Well, it's not Athena, it's someone else. Alright, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is this real killer? I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case. It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just what exactly are you proposing? I do love also, when she took over this thing, it just grew horns. For no reason, it just grew horns. What can I do about the 7-year-old case? Retry it in court? Could I retry it in court? Probably could. Ask about it? No, retry it in court? I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth. Well, technically, the case from 7 years ago is basically the same as now. The case we just had is a sabotage that ended with a murder. And the thing is that the same culprit did that 7 years ago. They did a sabotage that ended in murder. So that's why they want to redo the trial, or give it as a thing for this one, because it is the same person who did it. That's good, real good. Hey detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready. 1 hour? But that's impossible. Please, give me at least until tomorrow. He can't give you till tomorrow because someone's gonna die tomorrow. If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. Don't worry, we already know who. I think. I don't know. Oh, wait. If we're gonna do a retrial, Blackwell cannot be the prosecutor. Is it gonna be Miles Edwards? And I think Athena, who was a 7-year-old years ago, was a child 7 years ago, should make that happen. Could make that happen. Apparently, I don't know if she even believes that, or if she just believes that because her fingerprints was found for this murder weapon. She will. And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But hunk of junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny. You got that? But yeah, at the same time, you're talking to someone that basically believes that robots are absolutely the best and don't give a damn about human emotions because they are completely unlogical. So yeah, she doesn't really give a shit. Anything that goes with, oh, it might be this, is perfectly fine for her. Now follow hunk of junk, riot police, make way, we're coming through. Mr. Nick. Also, this is Pearl. For anyone who has seen the first 3 games, this is Pearl. Say hi to Pearl. Mr. Nick, wait. I'll help you with the investigation. Thanks, Pearls. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. Because, yeah, Truce is basically in there as a hostage, so we need a partner. And one of the partners are doing a standalone investigation, or a solo one. One is basically been taken into prison or detention center. One is a hostage. I recognize her. Never played the games, but I've seen her before. Yeah, the small little child from the 3 first games. Aura dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back. Also, I still don't know what they're trying to create here, and I'm still shocked about it took me long enough to actually see the big-ass morning star. So yeah, we might just say, like, what would that help if we, like, her logic and everything? You see what she creates here at a space center. She isn't really in the sane mind, to be honest. I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't really start the investigation yet, can we? You mean a massive hunk of iron on the floor? Bruh. Yeah, but that was because I was taken by the robot to the right. And I was like, what the fuck is she building? Like, something to hunt mutants? Then I looked to the left, and it's like the hand basically just reminds me of something from Five Nights at Freddy's. And then it's just like, wait, hold on, what the hell is that thing on the floor? Because basically the robots are fine because it's a robot lab. But why the fuck a morning star? So yeah, I missed that because I looked on the other massive things in this place. And if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Is there right? It's the hostage taker. I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. Guest? Who the hell is the guest? Oh, don't tell me it's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, it's Miles. It's Edgeworth. We haven't seen him in a bloody while, haven't we? There must be a really big ass salary difference between prosecutors and lawyers in this world.
My trust you've been well, right?
As I said, I don't think we can have a retrial with Blackwell as the prosecution, so... Edgeworth, wait, what are you doing here? Same as in real life, I'd say. Fair, I've actually never checked how much they actually earn, so... The difference here that we basically have a small lawyer company where we have to just have everything in a small space. Then we have the Rockstar prosecutor, but at the same time also Rockstar. Then we have this guy's place that looks like kind of a castle room or something. This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We've faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor, but now...
Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you?
He's chief prosecutor now. Oh! Okay, that might also explain his fancy room, but at the same time I'm pretty certain he always had to have a fancy room. He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? A little is nothing more than a little. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? We do. I think. So, what are you doing here, Edgeworth? The captor chose me as the prosecutor for the UR case. Well, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown.
Oh, you're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Especially for something that happened like, I don't know, half an hour ago, even like 20 minutes ago. I think a prosecutor earns about 25 more than a normal lawyer. Could be wrong though. That's such a weird thing though. I like, I don't know why. For me, like, prosecutor and lawyer is basically, not to say the same thing, but like two sides of a coin. In a sense. So, like, it just sounds so weird. Thanks, I appreciate this. I could really use the help. I'll start with the brief overview. The victim was the psychologist Dr. Meathis Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here, in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes on them for you to see. I'm glad that we became friends with Edgeworth after like the 3 first games. Because now he is still a prosecutor, we are a lawyer, but he knows we both are trying to do the same thing. To be honest, if we didn't see the bloody samurai sword, the katana there, I would have guessed that someone just activated the thing and they didn't know there was a human on there. I think I've seen something like that in a movie once, which is a horrible fucking way to go. This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. I've also the autopsy report for you. Oh, nice. The cause of death was a stab wound to the chest. The weapon pierced the heart, and so death was instantaneous. The murder weapon was this victim's own katana, found at the scene. Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police officers was called in because of the sabotage threat that on Hut 1 launched. Yeah, and apparently the government decided to hide everything, so no one knew it was actually a sabotage and a murder. Well, yeah, the murder they knew because someone had to take it, but otherwise everything was just quick on, quick away. Yes, Director Cosmos mentioned this too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. Yep, we know that, and he's about to die tomorrow for it. I hear his trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in one session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video. And the photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall.
But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive?
To this day, this motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right. There's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know, the part about the spy, right? Right. How on earth do you know about that? I don't like Bird Brain, but I don't think he actually did this. No, it's a bit odd, especially with him trying to find the Phantom for 7 years. So, but I also at the same time, it's as Aura says, she wants Sykes to take the fall for this, and Black Quill is kind of annoyed that it is actually Sykes that is the one on stand this time. So I think that people would have believed it was actually Sykes back in the day, and that is why he decided to take the fall, because he didn't want anything to happen to Athena. But that's because he didn't have a motive then. And yeah, that's basically the thing they hid. There was a spy sabotaging thing. 7 years ago and today. Director Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat One miracle.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, I know. For example, the urn in one of the first games. Well, I might as well tell you now. They really did suspect Blackwell of being a spy. They think he sabotaged a rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to seal the moon rock. But if you can prove that, the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy. We can stay the execution. It is a possibility. That's why I intend to help you in any way I can. Thanks, Edgeworth. Now all I have to do is comb this room for evidence. 7-year-old evidence as well.
Let's do this together.
Alright, should we examine? Because I don't think we have anything to talk about. Okay, this woman has way too much leaning, to be honest. That's the emergency ladder at least. Let's check that thing out. An emergency ladder. It must be the one they used during the evacuation. Actually, speaking of, the explosion disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. And that's how she saw that, as Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprit inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. I don't know. I just realized, did she have like a screw as something to have for her hair? I don't know why I didn't realize that before, but I just probably realized that. I'll check something. Yeah, the emergency ladder is still there. This is, by the way, 7 years ago. Also, yeah, I can see the katana with blood, but I can also see something else with blood. But apparently she also decorated a lot more, because, well, a lot less, because the windows doesn't have the fancy thing on them. Okay. Let's see what we can find here. Looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too. Ah, yes. It was there as well, with the victim's body lying on it.
There's a button here.
Oh, that's the wrong voice.
Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it.
Pearls don't...
Whoopsie.
Jesus. Hey, it's moving. It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Disassembling anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick?
Please don't push any more buttons, Pearl. Hold on, is there actually anything? Because, hold on. As I discussed before, Oh. Also, that looks like someone Wait, hold on, what? Yeah, also, that looks like more like someone looking for clues. Kinda does, yeah. Wanna bet someone controlled the assembly robot and killed with it? Probably. Either that, or it's the same thing as I discussed before, that this thing managed to kill her somehow. But apparently we seem to be done with it, so I guess not? Okay. But that definitely could happen. Aura's desk is a mess. Though that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up.
To be honest, we met her just because Maya have sent a letter to both these two. Want to cheer Nick up, and want to say that Pearls will get to your place and clean it. Wait, before you do. Meet this. Yeah, the picture. The picture perfect. It's Meetha Sykes. Glunko, can I talk to you? I really hope it's back to normal. Do you wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago, at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. So, he calls Dr. Sykes' mother, but Aura Blackwell as Miss Aura. With the loss, she exhibited a severe catecholamine imbalance. I don't even know what that means.
Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means.
Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her. After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. Yeah, because no damn clue what that is. Yeah, apparently it's when people just break down. Just mentally break down. But yeah, I wouldn't guess as well anyone wanted a retrial, because this had to do something with a spy, so the government wanted to keep hush with it. So I guess retrial about some sort of spy being there would not be a good idea. And then little by little Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. Oh! So they called her mother and Mama. But she started hating it, and that's why he says Miss Aura. Before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Klonko, huh?
That murder destroyed so many lives.
Right, take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Klonko and Klonko. The robots with hearts, that's Dr. Sykes created, can determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. Recognize people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. So to put it simple, the last thing is kind of widget, which is around Athena's neck. The recognize people by scanning their spacesuit, it happened before. Because Apollo has Clay Terran's jacket on him as a memory. And this robot was kind of confused because it was Clay, but he looked hurt. And that was not Clay, that was basically Apollo. A heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Hey, I don't know. Edgeworth, they might even be more human than you. And what's that supposed to mean? Good God. I love that, like, how we just can joke about that without even having any sort of goddamn consequences. Like, Jesus. Okay, I think almost everything. Apparently that's something new. Oh, look, it's a little robot. I wonder what it does. Cleaning, maybe. Cleaning robot must follow a human's orders as long as it causes no human harm. Yikes, it talks. A cleaning robot must keep desk clean without violating the preceding clause. Error. Face and jacket do not match. Conclusion, human can transform. Not only that, he basically had an eye patch and he has the bandage around his arms. So, I think he went with that. I think that's why he said he looked ill or hurt, because he did look ill or hurt. His whole arms are bandaged, basically, and he has a eye patch. Wait, can we actually see that through here? Yeah, basically looking like this, so... Also, do we have pearls here now? Yeah, we have pearls here now. Oh, here we go. However, Miss Aura says she prefers a moderate level of clutter on the desk. Oh, what is the purpose of my existence? Oh, we have a robot with existential crisis. Oh, I guess a slack off and cut some corners aren't in his vocabulary bank. I was made to clean, but I can't clean. Oh, the inhumanity. This one is a heck of a robot. There's something written on it. It's supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displease me and make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judgetron. Okay, fair enough. I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even complete yet. It's right, Pearls. There's no sign of the photo from 7 years ago either. Oh! Oh, looky. Looky. So, there is where the samurai thing is. That's that. Oh, okay. I know where this is. I'm gonna try and explain this. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? Yeah, this picture. The sword is gone. The pod is supposed to be in that thing. But do you see the black and yellow rock there? Because we did find something in... Was it this thing? Yeah, there we go. Black and yellow rock. In the bomb parts from the courtroom bombing, actually. This is the same bomb from the courtroom bombing. That does strike something as odd, doesn't it? Especially if this thing is 7 years old. Yes. And you can see the stolen moon rock there too. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture? No, that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. Sword gone, I can clearly see that the katana and the stand... Yeah, well... Oh yeah, that photo. There are two photos, basically. They're basically two photos. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. I think there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the result could potentially have a huge impact on all civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there, and someone likes to basically stab a knife in the tire. So the person who stole it, think it was our spy? I am sure. Dr. Sykes was probably killed before she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. Yeah, not really the smartest idea, I guess. Okay, so everything here is... Well, apparently this thing is a new thing. What's this? Giant robot arm, maybe?
It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as my leg.
Jesus, that thing is big. And there's a spiked ball and a giant drill on the floor too. Is Ara trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction?
Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something.
I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. I'd better not think about it anymore. Dangerous as hell, that woman. What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. That's charging stations for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Oh, machines that maintain themselves, that's pretty cool. If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Ara will do to us while we're down, you see. Fair enough, they don't just want to be asleep because she's abusive as hell. Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? Definitely. Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. Oh, speaking of the rolling cases, how many would this... Wait, did we see all of them or was it only like 2? Oh, there are 3 there. Okay, fair enough. But the wheel makes it easy for people to move heavy research material around.
I bet they're fun to ride around in. We could even probably fit in the biggest one. I know, we could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us.
I don't trust him to not push us down a flight of stairs. Fair enough. Also, why did you blush when you said that? I know you do that a lot when in the first games, but that was because each time she talked to us, she always believed I was like Maya's boyfriend or something. It's about to clutter as my office, but I think it's a workbench.
Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. You see the cute little food processor?
That's a space capsule. That isn't for food processor. That's not a food processor, Pearl. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto Hope space probe that fateful day. The 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first on the scene, huh? A staff member or 2 police officers, was it? And they were to collect the capsule, which reminds me. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule in... Is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a little nice cup of tea instead? Why did we need to remember this part? Apollon or a Blackwell? I wonder what they're talking about. Probably exactly this thing. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule? Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag. But how did you know? No, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it. It's all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago. On his own, is he? Yes, he is. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove me Blackwell's innocence, right, Miss Edgeworth?
What? He did?
Yep, he called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. Wait, when? Wait, you called it? Wait, he called you when? I'm basically controlling your body. When did this happen? Did the Black Album happen?
So, that was what sparked you to get your Thorny's badge back.
Wait, hold on. This is not from today. This is basically about from like between the last game and this game. Because the last game, he basically tried to figure out what happened when he lost his badge. And this game, he decided to take it back completely. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yep. The Blackwell case. Huh, interesting. Right, I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? I haven't even been one in a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want to keep an eye on him. Oh, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now, which was basically being a pianist, which he wasn't good at. Right, I am sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Well, we managed to figure out everything basically. No need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminal you're after aren't small fries anymore. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. And to bring it to an end. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about.
The dark age of the law. It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrications of evidence than ever.
When I became a chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. Ah, my nose is itching a bit. I don't understand why. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was fabricating evidence. And a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Wait. Do you mean...
Wait, do you mean...
That's right. Talk about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. It was a downward spiral. After that, an absolute nightmare. After those two cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. The public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together.
It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other.
Yeah, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even more frowned than last time I saw him? The hostage taker disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times. Sure is. Do you have an idea who the hostage taker might be? Oh, that is even simpler than this goddamn case. Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and who can manipulate robots. It can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her could want to retrial that case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister, and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to... Oh, the important thing is for you to solve UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then maybe she'll release the hostage.
I'm counting on you, right? To set that prosecutor and those hostages free. I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course. I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. As this is an unofficial trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox.
Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation?
Yeah, but I'd like to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena.
She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center.
So I'm still being watched, huh? Brilliant. Absolutely goddamn brilliant. I'll see you in court at Edgeworth. Even if it will be an undocumented... Oh, hold on. I had to sneeze. Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again. I do love he is the chief prosecutor, but we are still just a lawyer. Well, technically we do have subordinates as well, but we are not like the chief, whatever it's called. Something. Attorney, that's the name. She was right by my side only a few short hours ago. But I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright. And, oh, Pearly too. I knew you would come for me. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. And because you're my friend, I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. I'm not the only one who's worried either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place. Oh, so that's... So you know, huh? Sorry I didn't tell you. That's alright, but there are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure. You can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space is a museum. Right, where the culprit fled to. That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have been taking a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosion. This was before the launch pad had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and we were even letting anybody in. Yeah, the director wouldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck in anyway. Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did, but what I really wanted to see was their jacket. Jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes. Wait, where was she stabbed actually? Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, there is definitely something that doesn't fit in here. She was stabbed in the heart. There is a big ass cut there, but she was stabbed in the heart. So why is there 2 cuts? But I should have known. It wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. And that is basic. Stabbed in the chest, yet the jacket has a hole by the waist. Yeah, exactly. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. Oof. Wouldn't surprise me, there have been times in court when people talking down to her, she tend to remind herself of that time and by basically just... She basically shuts down. When I came I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadow where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave. How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around. So I just went out into boarding launch 2. Wait a second, so that means that she was there when the Space Museum was a Space Museum. But she passed out. Then it moved back to launch pad 1. And then back again. I do wonder if perhaps Clay or Starbuck noticed her. Wouldn't surprise me if the murderer noticed her as well. That's probably why her fingerprints were on the lighter, because he probably just used her fingers for that, basically. And my mind must have still been fuzzy, because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is going to be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believed her. But will anyone else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So she said she had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow, robots that can understand people. It was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that, dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. She explained trauma and PTSD, and yet they still pin a murder on her. Get a doctor to check up on her. What the fuck they're even doing? Not much! She is the doctor. No need to apologize. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones. Yeah, apparently she can hear people's emotions so goddamn well that when she's in a room full of people, it just hurts. She said her mother made them for her as a part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for research. I want to believe that, but just about the only thing my mother left me with were widget. And this earring. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way.
I'm sure of it. Really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. Moonrock earring! That must be expensive as hell, to be honest, to have as an earring. A moonrock. What's the time? I think that I am gonna continue at least until the next scene change. Wait, the paper? To me, it mostly sounds like her mother was just bad at communicating her feelings. Yeah, kinda. Because trust me, if her mother was bad with only doing research, bloody hell, that does explain Aura in a sense. Wait, what was I supposed to present to her? The paper. What paper? This paper? The newspaper? Okay, no, that was a false one. Which paper? I'm trying to figure out which paper it's talking about. Oh, these things, perhaps? Yeah. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. I seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Oh, yeah, and my mother made them and I grew up around them, you know. Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo too. Yeah, they're cute until someone takes them over. Also, her mother's name has to do with the moon, right? Yeah, it did. I had to search it up, but it did. And she gave her daughter an earring that is a moon. Hello. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know that first, but most of the time they do have odd names in this game. For example, Starbuck for an astronaut, Clay, Terran, Cosmo. So yeah, I just need to search up her name, and yeah, it means moon. Or something with the moon, at least. See Panko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around, and pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have many human friends besides Juni. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke bandages, it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. Ah, looks like there is something written on the bandages. Oh, yeah, I wrote stuff like "Get well soon, Ponko." Nice. You were a child, so no one else would expect you to actually be able to repair them. Or understand what it meant. But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh! That must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. Don't! It looked just like a magic to me, what she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. I seem to have some good memories of it. Okay, about 7 years ago. On a different subject. Did you hear about the person holding up the space center? Yeah, a little. And this person has even taken hostages. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Trucy. Trucy is one of them. Well, after some negotiation, we agreed to do a retrial of the case set from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me. So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So, wait. Did you know him back then? Yeah. He used to come and visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology on her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate and straight as an arrow. Unlike now, where he's more twisted on a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Which apparently didn't went well. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart screaming that he didn't kill her. Yeah, because this is her power. It's only that she doesn't understand her power back then. And no one else is gonna technically listen to a goddamn kid that says his heart is talking. I was a fool. Could have anybody else known what I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart. You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony. Pels is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. Oh, sorry for that if you could hear that one. I was shaking and I was a shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed close up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks, that's because of one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I experienced hard and I studied hard. Exercised hard and studied hard. I want to become the strongest lawyer I could be. Whoops! What? Hold on, I'm gonna skip this. I pressed the wrong button. The problem is, this is probably one of the longest ass things. There we go. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty when I studied it. I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. I'm not best with the knowing about law and stuff, but being in prison for 7 years until execution, is that actually a thing? Because that's a hell of a long of a time. I want to prove Simon's innocent personally. I want to do this so bad, even now. Sometimes it takes longer, holy shit. Okay, okay, fair enough. I didn't know that actually, Jesus. Even now I want to fly out of here and go and save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She meant there was somebody she wanted to save. Different depending on country, state, and crime and verdict. Oh, fair enough actually, absolutely fair enough. Every country has their own way of doing things. And that is also why the whole legal thing is also very difficult, because everyone has their own thing. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. Wait. Tell her what? He didn't say shit, really. But how can I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of even being proved innocent. He was... Oh, I wonder if he smiled like he used to. Back then. If he can prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option. Also, forgive and forgive. If we cannot make him innocent, then it basically it's gonna be difficult making her innocent as well. Ah, I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble. We are? Wait, what is it? Yeah, this dude. I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. He's gonna spill the beans. Oh no, but this is an emergency. Holy shit, it took a whole goddamn stream for one of these to pop up. Boom! I do love that you said begone, especially when I actually pressed the goddamn button. It is very difficult to interrupt the trial once it's on the way. So, was that Edgeworth? My phone. Oh, it's from Trucy. What, Trucy? I told you, I give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. How the hell did you know that this was actually his... Well, it seems like a thing. Yeah, well, we walked around with her. Of course you knew. No, wait, we still have a little more time. Besides, all of the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare touch her. There has to be something I can do. The cruel injustice is about to befall us. No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help. Yeah, you still call her Mystic Maya. Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that was going to hold a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. There must be really something. Although, a weird is part for the course with you. Oh, we're gonna have the court in the bombarded room. Courtroom blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all. Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you would like to say to her?
Hold it!
Ara, please, don't add to the crimes you already committed. So, you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. Yeah, we're gonna be in this courtroom. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one who blew up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought about that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll go get the place ready right away. I hope you can clean fast then. I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you will be defending. Well, not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Ina Sykes under charge of murdering her own mother. Oh, that was a hell of a fucking twist then. You will be defending the little princess there. The one behind the glass. What? See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about, Athena? Of course, why didn't that ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to been the culprit. Did I kill my old... Yeah, now she's breaking down again. She's breaking down. Whoa. Okay, yeah, this is not good. No way. Can't be true. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black sight locks. I've seen these kind of locks before. I actually don't remember the black ones. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. There is no way to remove them. Oh! Oh, that's good. Oh, brilliant. Oh, shit. We're fucked.